morning Year 6, happy Friday. Welcome to today's arithmetic video. To get the most from this video, it's always a good idea to have already had a go at the questions and answers, and then to use this video to reflect on your methods and chosen strategies. So let's begin with question number 1. We've got 1000 times or multiplied by 0.522. Now lots of you will be feeling confident enough to do this mentally, while others of you will be using a place value chart. We're really used to drawing these at school, and I've got one here ready for us. I've remembered to put my 0 in the units or the ones column, my decimal point in the correct location between the ones and the tenths, the 5 in the tenths, 2 in the hundreds and 2 in the thousandths. Now because I am multiplying or timesing, I am making the number bigger. That means it's going to move in this direction to the left. I'm making it 1,000 times bigger, so therefore I need to move each digit to the left by 3 spaces or 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't need to keep the 0 as it's worth nothing, so my answer is 522. Hopefully you've got that one Year 6, as we've done lots of work on those types of questions in school. If you haven't, if you know you've made a calculation error, please pause the video now and review your learning, doing any editing or changes that you need to do. Okay, question number 2 then. 8 squared add 12. What does 8 squared mean, Year 6? Well done. 8 squared is 8 times 8, which equals 64. The next part of the calculation is to add 12. Lots of us can do that mentally. 64 add 10 is 74. Add 2, 76. Hopefully you've got 76 as your answer for question 2. If you haven't, pause the video now, review your learning and do any corrections that you need to. Okay, question number 3. Let's make some space up here, shall we? Question number 3 is 1/6 add 7/18. So when we are adding or subtracting fractions, what do we need to look at first of all? Well done, those bottom numbers, and what do they need to be, Year 6? The same. So is there anything I could multiply by to make these denominators the same? Well, I know 6 multiplied by 3 is 18. Whatever I do to that bottom denominator, I have to do the same to the numerator. So 1 times 3 is 3. I've converted the first fraction into an equivalent fraction of 3/18. If I look at this second fraction, it already has a denominator of 18, so I don't need to convert it. Now both my fractions have the same denominator, I can add them together. Because I've run out of space, I'm just going to do it down here, Year 6. So 3 add 7 is 10. And my denominator remains the same, 18. What question do I ask myself at this point? Well done. Can I simplify? Hopefully you've spotted that I can simplify. 2 goes into 10 5 times, and 2 goes into 18 9 times. So therefore my simplified fraction is 5/9. Hopefully you're in agreement with me year 6, but if you know you've made a calculation error, please pause the video now, review your learning and do any editing or corrections that you need to do. Okay, question number 4. We've got 4,658 multiplied by 34. Okay, so again, we've done lots of these at school, so hopefully you're feeling confident. 8 times 4 is 32. 5 times 4 is 20. Add the 3 we've carried, 23. 6 times 4 is 24. Add the 2 we've carried, 26. And 4 times 4 is 16. Add the 2 we've carried, 18. Hopefully then your top row matches mine. We've multiplied everything by 4, so now we're moving over into the tens, and this 3 represents 30. So we put our 0 in, or our placeholder, to show that. We're now going to start by multiplying all the digits by 3. So 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 5 is 15. Add the 2 you've carried, 17. 6 times 3 is 18. Add the 1 you've carried, 19. And 4 times 3 is 12. Add the 1 you've carried, 13. The final step then was to add together our two amounts. 2 and 0 is 2. 4 and 3 is 7. 6 and 7 is 13. 9 and 1 is 10. Add 8 is 18. 3 and 1 is 4. Add the 1 we've carried is 5. And 1 on the end. Hopefully you're in agreement then, year 6. 158,372. If you know you've made a calculation error, please pause the video now, review your learning, do any editing or correcting that you need to do. Okay, number 5 then is 25 multiplied by 9.8. Well, I'm going to multiply 9.8 mentally by 10, so that I am multiplying by 98. Okay, some of us like to think that we're taking the decimal point out to help us. What we're actually doing is multiplying this number by 10. Okay, let's make a start then. 5 times 8 is 40. 2 times 8 is 16. Add the 4 we've carried, 20. We've multiplied by 8, and now we're going to multiply by 90, so I need to put my placeholder in. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 2 is 18. Add the 4 you've carried, 22. And then our final step, year 6, is to add together the two amounts. I should say our last but not least step, really. Got one more thing to do, haven't we? 0 and 0 is 0. 0 and 5 is 5. 2 add 2 is 4. 0 or nothing and 2 is 2. Now, I multiplied 9.8 by 10 so that I could ignore the decimal point. So I've got to divide this number by 10 now to put the decimal point back in its correct place. So I know that it would be here, and my answer would be 245. Okay, let's have a look at our flashback then. So question number 1, work out the missing angle. Okay, let's have a look at what I can see. So I can see that there is a full turn here, and I know a full turn. Now, I know a full turn will total, can you remember year 6? Oh, wrong shape. Can you remember the total of a full turn? That's right, 360. So the angles on this full turn have to total 360. Now I can see one of the angles is measuring at 50 degrees. That means I need to find the remaining amount of degrees for angle A. Do you have a strategy or method that you'd recommend? Brilliant. I need to do 360 subtract 50, and we can do that mentally. 60 subtract 50 would leave 10. I haven't subtracted any hundreds, so my answer will be 310. Now don't forget to put your degrees symbol in to show that you are measuring an angle. 310 degrees. Okay, let's have a look at our ratio question then, number 2. We're taking our thinking a step forward today to apply our ratio knowledge to a word problem. So, for every £3 Jack has, Eva has £5. Okay, I'm going to do a jotting then. So Jack has £3 and Eva has £5 for every £3 that Jack has. Jack has £15. How much money does Eva have? Okay, do you have a strategy or a method that you've used at home, year 6? I can see that Jack's amount has increased by 5 lots because 3 times 5 is 15. Therefore, Eva's amount also has to increase by 5 lots. It would be 5 times more. So 5 times 5 is 25. Therefore, Eva has £25. Don't forget to put your pound symbol. Hopefully you've got that one, year 6, but if you know you've made a calculation error, just pause the video now to review your learning. Let's have a look at question number 3 then. Question number 3 is asking us to find the volume of the cube. Now I know to find the volume, you'll need to times 10 by itself 3 times. 10 times 10 times 10. Do you have a strategy for solving this calculation? I know that 10 times 10 is 100. I know that 100 times 10 is 1000. Therefore, the volume of my cube is 1000 centimetres cubed. Don't forget to include the correct unit of measurement in your answer. Let's have a look at question 4 together. Work out 3/5 of 60. What do I need to do first of all then, year 6? Well, I think I could work out 1/5 to begin with. To find 1/5, I'd need to divide 60 by 5. 60 divided by 5 equals 12. How could I use 1/5 to find 3/5? Well, I know 3/5 is 3 times bigger. So I would have to do 12 times 3. 12 times 3 is 36. Therefore, I know 3/5 of 60 is 36. And that concludes today's arithmetic video. Please do your best to share your learning on Class Dojo so that I can give you any hints or tips and we can discuss anything that you found tricky today. Have a lovely day, everybody.